Jayshawn is an athlete who is the captain on the football team and a popular kid in school. He has lots of friends, and teachers as well as counselors have high expectations for him, one being to go to college and have a chance to play football. Jayshawn unfortunately has financial issues and really needs a scholarship to play at a Division I school. Jayshawn's coach, Coach Merling, has always been there to help motivate him and push him to work harder. One day after a vigorous practice, Coach Merling told Jayshawn that a scout, who was looking for promising players for his college, was going to attend the game Jayshawn's football team was going to play in 3 weeks. The coach had mentioned Jayshawn to the scout, so the scout was going to be looking out for him. The coach wanted Jayshawn to do his best and hopefully get a scholarship. That night, when Jayshawn was watching ESPN, an interview of an NFL player showed up. This player had the same struggles that Jayshawn did when he was in high school. Jayshawn was inspired by the NFL player and knew that if he could go to college with the scholarship and play in the NFL, Jayshawn could too. Fueled with the motivation to work harder than he had ever before, Jayshawn practiced for hours on end, always keeping his goal of a scholarship in mind. With Coach Merling to introduce new plays, critique their offense and defense, and make sure everyone is doing all right. Jayshawn wants to eliminate all distractions that can take him away from his football future. One of these distractions is his girlfriend Katie, whom he quite contrarily thought would be one of the people who would help him on his journey. When Jayshawn tried talking to her about going to college and getting a scholarship, she tried to convince him that college isn't too important. Katie told him of all the great things that they could do instead of football in college and how happy they would be. She wants him to skip football practices and go hang out with her and plan. Jayshawn thought about it, and at first was convinced that this plan could work out. But he would also have to completely throw out the idea of a football career. Jayshawn told Katie that she couldn't go to the same college as her because he was trying his best to get a scholarship. Katie was furious at Jayshawn for not being willing to go to the college she wanted. Jayshawn was sad at the turn of events, but believed that it would turn out good. Jayshawn was prepping for yet another practice 1 week before the game when Coach Merling came in and asked to talk to him. Coach Merling said that there was a new promising player on the team by the name of Idris. He had been playing football ever since he was a child, and after the coach left Idris with the team, Jayshawn introduced himself as the captain of the team and also introduced the rest of the team. Idris practiced with them, and after the practice, in the locker room, he started suggesting new plays and different techniques for the player. Many of the players liked the new ideas Idris gave and wanted to try them at the next practice. Jayshawn, on the other hand, is skeptical about changing plans a week before the game and isn't too sure that Idris's plan will work. The next day at practice, they ran the plays Idris suggested, and indeed, the team did very well with the new advice. Practice after practice, the day has finally come for the game. Jayshawn, unfortunately, is still angry and jealous at Idris, and his head isn't anywhere in the game. By the end of the first half, they were losing by a lot, and Jayshawn wasn't doing well. Because of his poor performance, Coach Merling decides to take Jayshawn out and put Idris in instead. With the leadership of Idris, the Greenheads managed to bring the game to a tie, then eventually a win. After the game, in the locker room, Coach Merling pulled Jayshawn to the side. He told Jay Sean that he was very disappointed in the way Jay Sean played at the game. Coach Merling was especially upset because he had gone out of his way to make sure the scout was watching Jay Sean. Jay Sean felt defeated. He thought the scout would never notice him, and he wouldn't be able to get the scholarship he wanted so much. Coach Merling then gave Jay Sean a glimmer of hope and said that he persuaded the scout to come to the next and final game in the season. This was Jay Sean's chance at redemption, and he knew that he'd better play the best he ever had. Coach Merling warns Jay Sean that if he doesn't work something out, then he's not going to be able to play the next game. The next game they would play was against their rivals, the Red Feet, and it was the final game of the season. Neither Jay Sean nor Idris wanted to give up their position of leadership as well as the attention, so there needed to be another option. He went to Idris after their practice to meet up and work out their differences. They talked about what would be better for the team and decided that they would rather cooperate than work divided. After they got to really know one another, they realized that they were very much alike. After their meeting with each other, Jay Sean felt confident about the team and about the coming game. Then Idris and Jay Sean explained the new cooperative ideas they had and made sure everyone was comfortable with the new plays. Once game day came along, the Greenheads knew they were in it to win it.
Many people showed up to the game, and Jay Sean and Idris were both very nervous. Despite that, they supported each other and their teammates and encouraged them to do their best and win. From the kickoff to the last play, the Greenheads defeated the Red Feet, and the scout was very impressed by the team along with the performance of Jay Sean during the game. Jay Sean's friends, family, and coach were all so proud of him. Jay Sean felt confident that he had a new friend and was ready to tackle any obstacle in his future.